Hey, how's it going today, guys? Welcome to episode 12 on MMA Talk on Lockdown. I'm Kenny Hiltz, and this is Chris Matt. Chris is filling in for the Dynamite today. Dynamite's a little bit busy, but he will be back soon. Let's get right off. We had a Wednesday workout on Facebook group. It was live. There was quite a bit of people that joined. Thank you for joining. It's just to help people when the gyms are closed, just to be a little more creative at home for the workouts and just to have some good old fun. So you can check out that video on YouTube, or you can participate every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So yeah, just join the Facebook group and you're good to go. What else do we got?
Well, we had a lot of snow this week.
Yes, we had lots of snow in Cornwall this week.
I had to snowblow my driveway 3 times.
Man.
It's terrible.
Oh, it was retarded. Everybody, there was a lot of tow trucks out. a lot of accidents, that's for sure.
I drive a garbage truck. I seen people in the ditch everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what the worst part is about all that snow is all the salt.
Yeah,
the
a
city
lot of
puts
salt.
all over the road.
Yeah, actually, matter of fact, if that salt's tearing away at your car, your carpet's on the inside, and you want to get that salt out, you got to call Mark from Minute Auto Wash, Cornwall, 1930 Pitt Street. The number is 932-3711. They do everything from washing your cars to wax, to shampoos, to engine cleans. They do it all inside and out. Just call Mark and they can hook you up. We're going to show you guys a commercial right now on Minute Auto Wash, so check this out. Okay, guys, we're back. I hope you guys enjoyed that car commercial.
There we go. Nice to see some faces.
And we got some faces here today. So we're just getting back from, we just got back from a car commercial. Minute Auto Wash, Cornwall. So we're just getting off of that call now. So now we got some callers that called in for UFC Fight Night happening Saturday. So we got right now, who do we got here? We got Derek McIntyre and we got John Young. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Awesome. I'm just going to turn the volume down a bit. We should be good. Okay, you guys hear me good?
I hear you fine.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, guys. Well, it's UFC Fight Night.
184.
184.
This Saturday.
We got Alistair Overeem against Volkov. And we got, for the co-main event, we got Frankie Edgar against, who do we got there?
That's Corey Sandhagen.
Corey Sandhagen.
Ranked number 2, and Edgar's ranked number 3 in the bantamweight division.
We also got Clay Guida's fighting tomorrow night against
Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson. Man. So, Derek, I want to ask you, what do you think about the Overeem fight, the heavyweight fight tomorrow night?
Oh,
like the way he's been coming back, man.
Yeah.
I think he's got something that's in him right now. He's got some fire burning, man. He's starting to really cut down on the weight there and focusing more on his kickboxing again. And it's starting to show, man. It's starting to show. I think he can do some damage for a couple more years before he hangs him up.
Yeah, I believe that. I think he has well over 50 professional fights in his career, so he's been there for a long time. And Volkov, he's ranked 6th for the heavyweights right now. And I believe, he's 13-2 for his record. Doesn't have as much fights as Overeem. So you believe that Overeem, with the hard work and all the experience, he's gonna take this fight tomorrow night?
Oh, I truly believe it. I've seen it in this last one there. You really got to look at a fighter at a different view when you are a fighter, you know? There's a lot of people that, you know, they say they do know everything, but let's be real here. Only fighters can understand that look, that spirit inside, man. If you don't have that fire in your ass, it shows, man. It shows right away.
Yeah.
And that can determine everything. It's mostly mental. The game is 85% mental, man.
I agree.
And if you don't have your head on, you are done. And all I can say is that I love the attitude in the fighters these days. Old school's coming back. Your Asian pit bulls, go earn your goddamn check and make it happen.
That's right. Yeah,
everybody's a pro. You're supposed to be a pro.
Yeah.
There is no excuse about weakness in the cage. That's it. That's all.
When
you're a fighter, you are a pro. You're going to make it go. It's all about the fire in your ass and how badly you want it. And that's it, and that's all. And you're supposed to be a pro in something. In MMA, you should be in all of it. If you're not prostituting yourself in other places, you ain't going to make it. That's the way it works, and it's the reality.
85% mental.
Now, those who give it and put it everywhere and put their time in it and give their soul, they'll get everything they want. And the soul can go as far as your body can take you. Don't put an age on it, baby.
Wow, 58, still going. I see the passion in you of this sport. I see the passion. I love it. I feel the same type of passion. I don't have as much experience in the game as you, but I love it just as much as you're saying it on camera right now. That's awesome, man. John, who do you think is going to win that Overeem fight in Volkov? You think Volkov, Overeem? What do you got?
I'm not too sure. I'm just probably gonna watch it just because there's nothing else on.
Yeah. Well, I do remember you've been following the guys from Cornwall for at least 10 years, all their fights. You've been going to all the fights.
Most of them, yeah. I've seen most of them.
Yeah, you know a lot of the fighters in town. You've been a big fan for years. We really appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Definitely watch the fights, John, tomorrow night, because they're going to be good, action-packed. So you got to watch them and push it out. You know, this is a sport that helps people at the same time, you know, and it's a fun sport for sure. Derek, got another question for you.
Sure.
So you've been in martial arts how long in your life?
Well, you know, I don't tell too many people where it really comes from deep inside, but it started at a young age. Some people are brought up in castles, and some people are brought up in tin houses. It doesn't mean that there's not monsters and everything.
Yeah.
And I was brought up in a place that I should have been safe, and I was, I'd say, a really young boy when something happened to me, and I decided, hey man, what do I do with this? And I remember seeing a cartoon in the 70s of a little karate man with glasses beating the crap out of everything and never lost. And I was just a young boy saying, hey man, I want to be that guy. And then Bruce Lee was on all my shows, and you know, I was born in 1970, so I started thinking about martial arts in 74 and 75. I really started judo in 1978, I got up to a brown belt in there. My ex-father-in-law was he's in the Hall of Fame in Quebec. His name is Gilles Champagne. He's a natural bodybuilder that I call Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I used to call him Arnie. He was my father-in-law for about 4 years. His best friend was Don Oshino Singh. He's Antongi Singh, sorry. Antongi Singh was the first white, foreign man actually, to get a Grandmaster belt in judo other than a Japanese. And it was pretty amazing. He was 6'9.5", 350 pounds. He was something to see, man. And I got to feed off martial arts with some amazing people around me. I was blessed. When I got into karate, which I really wanted to do, there was a man named Gilles Champagne from Elmer, Quebec. He had quite the reputation. He was one hell of a brute, old traditional Japanese karate from one of the grandmasters around there. There was the Maisonneuve had schools back then, Pierre Mere, Fern. There was some great big names, and put it blunt, boys.
Okay.
Some people think you have it good. I had an ugly interior life, had ugly exterior life. I had guys who wanted to beat my ass just because I was the son of. I took it very seriously, and I made it far at a young age. I was a black belt in 1986. I was under Jules Ferry, Pierre Davio, and Tommy Woods. Tommy Woods was a kick-ass name back then, in a famous place called the British Hotel in Elmer, Quebec.
Elmer, Quebec.
I was raised traditionally, Japanese tradition.
Okay.
In all of the worlds that I touched. And when we did our stuff, we had the bamboo stick. There wasn't lawsuits to worry about back then, but when they made a man out of you, they made a man out of you. When I had to do my Tiwaza, and I was blindfolded, and I was eating a friggin' bamboo stick and friggin' spinning back kicks, and I wasn't tense enough, you knew pretty fast that, holy shit, this is the real game. I begged him to teach me the real game, because I was getting the real game at a young age.
Wow. Well, it shows.
I said that nobody will ever do that to me ever again. And I became a commando. I became the thing that my dad didn't want me to become, and it made me the man that I am today. I thought I was tough. Well, let me tell you, boys, I got into the infantry. I was with the 22s on the McIntyre. I had my ass burned right off the bat. I had to fight a French-English war. I fucking fought it from the beginning, right to the end. I made it to the top with the boys, one commando. I trained with a lot of black belts of all kinds. Dude, it was something that I just fell in love with, and it was a part of me. And that's all I know. And I made sure that my kid was going to be the best. And that I would love him and be his best friend and support him and fucking, and, help him with his dream. And just so happens to be a dream that I had too. Back in the day, if you had a criminal record,
we see where Debbie
you don't get very far in life. And I was one of those guys. I had a criminal record for beating up police in the army. So it kind of gives you a rough life altogether.
So
and
sort
I
of.
raised Devin and his sister in that. And
You did a good job.
Talk about surviving. That's what we did. So when it comes to fighting, it's a religion in our family, and not only is it through that, but it's in our bloodline. We're McIntyres from heirs of King James Stewart. We're a combat family. On the Belanger side of my mother, they're also on the, there's a crest in the warrior brand.
Okay.
We are mixed with Norwegian, native French Canadian.
Me too, buddy.
If Devin touches alcohol like me, watch out.
Oh boy.
If he can give us a couple of shots before the fight, boys, that'd be cool.
I've seen you a couple times, Derek, before your son's fights, and you need more than the army to hold you back when that's going down. Full of energy, man. I've never seen a father quite like you when it comes to competition and their boy. Man, it really shows. It really shows your passion falling down onto your son. It really shows, man.
I remember the first fight that Devin fought. I think it was Heroes when I first came help training, and I remember you in the back in the speech you were giving to Devin. I think everybody had goosebumps. We were all ready to go to the cage at that point.
Yeah, man.
It was just crazy.
Wow.
Very, very, very cool.
It's a reality.
Yeah. It was right on, man.
What I want to ask you, I know you're a little emotional right now, but I want to touch the base because I've been in the huddle twice, and there's a certain prayer that you've said when the boys go out to battle. Is that something that comes from the past, and you brought it on to the new guys?
When I was in the airborne, like just to get a Maroon Beret, guys, it's something that it's like making the National Hockey League. That's all I can compare it to. But we just don't get the same paychecks. But what was I saying? Sorry, I'm medicated. Like I got PTSD, and I can lose it a little bit sometimes, guys.
It's all good.
Mental health.
It's all good. You keep talking, man.
But it's not that. Just can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Okay.
It happens. I black out.
So basically,
I black out sometimes.
He was asking you about the prayer that you would say to the guys before they would go to the cage.
So like what I wanted to know
in the airborne regiment, our mascot, our guy is St. Michael's because he's the only man that can kill the only one that can kill in the name of God, and he is the protector of man. And it always stuck to me. I found it so friggin' cool. I said, religion really didn't do it for me because I found that he wasn't there in my prayers at a young age,
Okay.
And I find that everybody's got religion in their hearts, and we all know what's right and what's wrong, and that's the bottom line. And the biggest religion in life is respect. If we live more of that, fuck man, it'd be beautiful,
That's a good way to put it.
You can get that and just
we respect each other.
And
we're all human.
And being that, and that's what I'm talking about. And that's what you got to be. And that prayer took me a long way, man. And I say it every day, and I find it weird like that because it's in me. It's solid. St. Michael's. It gave me something to believe in again, man. If I'm going to pray to something, I'm going to pray to something that represents me. And Airborne Regiment is everything that I am. And I'm a warrior, and it's the best thing that I got to me. That fucking thing, man.
It shows, Derek. It shows, man. You got so much passion. Ever since I met you, it's been about 6 years now, and you've been an amazing person. I've always looked up to you, and I always want to know that story, and I never got a chance to ask you about that prayer. But I'm glad that I got a chance to ask you about that now that I have you here. That's great to hear, and hopefully, people can, there's plenty more wars after, like in the cage, I mean, and competition, and we can maybe go back to competition, because what I would really like to see is, I would like to see your son back in action, pro, fighting on UFC Fight Pass where he's supposed to be. 100%, and I see Devin, and I see like there's you and Devin, man. You're like one, and it's awesome to see that, like your passion.
When we're apart, it don't work. It just don't work. I'm the one that puts the fire in his ass. I've always been the fire in his ass, and he's the fire in my ass. If it wasn't for Devin, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. So I cannot not be a part of that. It kills me when I can't be in the corner. It kills me.
But
I'm a pro fighter.
That's all I know.
You're always there no matter what, and it shows even today. Even when competition almost seems impossible for all of us, you're still there and you still want to see your son do it no matter what, because you believe.
Oh, he can do it. He can do it. He knows he can do it. He just needs the fucking slap in the fire. And when I'm there, he knows I can make that happen instantly.
Yeah, he does know.
Because he remembers the pain. That kid's been through so much in life. He just needs to remember. That's it.
Yeah.
He supported me.
So
This
you.
kid is something, man.
So do you believe? You believe in martial arts, Derek? That hard times make us better warriors,
Better people.
better people.
The more hardship you go through, the
So-
more you can push through in your life.
So you're telling me if you would have handed everything to Devin, he wouldn't have been that Because I
He wouldn't have
feel.
been the man that he is. I had to bring him up the way if he asked me, he said, Dad, can you train me? I said, you're not gonna like it. But I will, and I have been. And he never realized it until I showed him later, cutting the wood and lifting logs. I'd make him throw the fucking tractor tire when he was 14, man. I put him on a football team with giants that he kicked the shit out of at the end of the year. I made him do the impossible. He's hit the papers more than once. We have it in us. It's in our system. It's built in us, man.
Yeah.
The energy is fucking strong. The force, buddy, you better believe in that shit. It fucking exists.
Well, it showed in
The only way
training.
you can make that exist is by being pure in here, and pure in here, and pure by what you put in you. Until you understand that, don't fuck.
That's right.
It's that easy. I found out the hard way. I broke myself. I hurt myself. I drugged myself. I played the game. I scared the world, but it didn't pay my fucking bills.
No, it don't pay our bills.
Now, I fucking take this, and I give it to those who deserve it. And I do that. And I take the broken ones that are on drugs, and I take them out of those houses, and tell that man that you owe money to come and see me!
That's right.
I'm fixing people. I'm doing things with my military brothers, and I do it with the people that are alongside my son, and I do it with the people that I feel that need it. You know what I mean? That goes around everywhere. And in the fighting world, it must be respected. The respect of martial arts is gone. Showboats like McGregor, fuck him. He deserves what he got. You want a showboat? You're going to pay the fucking price.
So
You always will.
I believe.
Part of the battle, you need to lose in life. And I'm glad Devin lost at the beginning. I'm so fucking glad.
Do you believe?
You are listening to me.
Do you believe with all this fame? Do you believe with all the fame and all this money that he's recovered in the last 3 to 4 years made him a different person? Because when I first seen Connor, he came from the bottom.
The candy killed him. The candy killed him, boys. He let the fame win the game, man. He let the fame win the game. He's a Hollywood motherfucker now. That's all he is. He fucking proved it.
So what do you believe?
Oh, shit up.
To see our the old Conor McGregor, the one that we first seen, how does he get back to that? Do you think? How does Conor McGregor get back to himself?
It's all about bringing yourself back up, man. He has to take his licks and understand that he is at the bottom of the list now, and he must be treated as so. He lost his fame. He shall fucking suffer and then come back and be a champion again. And that, he will be a real champ then. You'll get my fucking respect then. But shit, when anybody says, after what he did to an old man in a bar, I don't care if he didn't punch him. The fact that he did it is the fact that the fucking cocksucker let it happen. You know, egos are killers, man. If you can't back your shit up, don't walk and talk the fucking walk. You know what I mean? That burns my ass. There are people that talk out there. I sound like one of them.
Well, you hear it, guys.
I back that shit up.
All you
That's why I
fighters.
talk. You know why I talk? I got a deaf ear right here, man. I had a bazooka.
Well, you heard it from Derek McIntyre. Put your shit together, guys.
Too much.
Okay, guys.
Get back to the fight.
Fight.
I'm a passionate dude.
Oh, of course you are. Let's get back to those fight nights tomorrow night. We got Frankie Edgar against who do we got?
That's Corey Sandhagen. Edgar's got a record of 24, 8-1. Sandhagen's 13-2-0. Frankie Edgar's fought everybody and anybody at 155, 145. Now he's at 135.
Yeah, he's dropped to 135 now.
And Sandhagen, he's a hot young product. He was on a good run, but then Aljamain Sterling choked him out in the first round. So that kind of put him back a little bit. But if he beats Edgar, I'm sure he's next in line for the title.
Yeah, because we got Edgar. He's ranked 3 right now.
Yeah. And
Sandhagen's ranked 2. So I'm sure whoever wins this fight will definitely get the shot.
Yeah, they're getting the belt.
Who do you think got that fight, Derek?
I like Edgar. Very professional.
Yeah.
I like. He's always got a tough grunt in him, man. He's always solid. He never puts a shitty show. You know, if he breaks down, he's got a reason, and it shows. Young buck coming up. You know, he's going to have some fire in his ass. It's going to be interesting. I think that if there isn't a knockout in the first round by Edgar coming in and charging him through the fence, you know, it could be interesting. It could be interesting, but I do see Edgar on top of the ground and pound.
Ground and pound, yeah. I go the same way. I feel Edgar's going to win this. There's a lot more experience. We got Edgar has 24 wins with 8 losses and a draw.
And he's fought
everybody.
BJ Penn 3 times. Jose Aldo
3 times.
Name it. Yeah. He's fought everybody.
And Sandhagen, it's just half the record that Edgar has. So
I'm going with Sandhagen though. I think Sandhagen's going to stop him in the first round by submission. Sandhagen's really good. He's very respectful, so Derek, you'll like him. He doesn't talk trash. He's just about fighting. And he did a spinning. You'll probably like this as well too. He did a spinning roundhouse kick and clipped Marlon Moraes last fight and finished him.
Yeah.
So
I love those, man.
For me,
if I gotta know him, he's gotta do something so I can know him, right, boys?
Yeah. Well, this is his breakout fight.
Hopefully tomorrow night. We'll see.
Hey.
Go with Johnson next.
What do you got, John? Or you're gonna tune in tomorrow night for those fights? You like Edgar?
Yeah, I'm probably not watching them on the website that I usually watch them on.
You better.
Don't let Dana White catch you saying that.
Okay, we got the next one up. We got Clay Guida,
the Carpenter.
Oh man, the guy with the hair against
Michael Johnson.
Wow.
So I had to make a list when we were doing our research on this fight because both these guys have been fighting since 2010. So I'm just going to name off some of the fighters that they've fought. And so I'll do Guida first. He fought Bobby Green, BJ Penn, Charles Oliveira, Joe Lozon, Eric Coach, Brian Ortega, who fights for the 145 belt next, Thiago Tavares, Chad Mendes, Gray Maynard, Benson Henderson, Anthony Pettis, Takanori Gomi, Rafael Dos Anjos, Kenny Florian, Diego Sanchez, Nate Diaz, and Mac Danzig. If anybody knows who that is, a good old Canadian boy. Fought on the Ultimate Fighter.
That's everybody
Guida fought.
Guida's fought.
That's the list, right? And then go ahead.
That's that guy's list?
That's Guida's list.
Clay
Guida.
Oh, Guida, yeah, man, come on.
That's crazy, right? And then Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson. His record doesn't show, like, he's 19-16, but wait till you hear the people he's fought. So he fought Tony Ferguson, Miles Jury, Joe Lozon, Gleason Tebow. If anybody knows anything about Gleason Tebow, he's like walks around at 200 pounds and cuts to 155. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Melvin Gillard, Edson Barboza, Nate Diaz, Benil Darush, who fights on this card, Khabib, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Darren Elkins, Andre Fili, and Josh Emmett.
Man.
Every single one of those guys.
These 2 guys fought everyone.
Legends.
Woo! I see a bloodbath coming up, man.
Yeah.
Guida he's a cardio machine, he's an endurance machine. The man can take a pounding, even if on a bad day. So I see this going all the way, man, boys. Should be a beautiful bloody bath. That's what I think.
Beautiful bloody bath.
Yeah.
That's what the fans like to see.
Guida, man, he's getting paid for giving beatings or taking beatings now.
He loves it.
He loves to fight. He loves to eat it, man. The guy's a heavy metal freak, man. He's just a nut.
I
I'm
follow
telling you.
him on Instagram.
He's a raging bull. He knows about turning on the fire and turning off the fire. Right fucking there, boys. So Jack, he's got a challenge in his hands, and this man's going to have to light it up. If he ain't going to light it up, he just going to wake him up. And that's the bottom line. But I see a challenge with the guys that guy confronted right now. So I expect a bloodbath right to the end, man. I'm just going to go for a decision, and I hope Guida takes it, and I hope he retires, man, because
yeah, definitely.
If he retires, he won't be able to go to all those concerts.
Yeah. He has, he's 35-20. Man, that's like 55 fights or so.
Since 2011, he's been in UFC. And just because we were talking about the entrances and the prayer and everything doing, it's not a prayer, but you ever watch Clay Guida's brother slap him in the face before he gets in the octagon? His brother
bam,
gets him all pumped up. I love that.
Man, I wonder.
My karate teacher, what would happen before my fights when I was doing full contact, he would set me in a corner, and I'd face outside the corner, and I have all my guys in a U, and I have to go right in there and pow in the face by everybody. That's just a tradition. Just wake up, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, that's Japanese, boys.
Bam.
It's a wake up call.
So who are you picking on that fight?
I'm going with Guida because I love his style. I like the way he is. It can go either way on that one, but
for sure,
I'm a Guida fan. I love the way he fights. He comes out and he fights. That's it.
You only like him because he's a wrestler.
Oh, I love wrestling, man. Wrestling's number one. Hey, Derek, sir, looks like you and Guida have the same hair going right now.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of it. I understand him now. You know, like I'm 50 and I can still this and that. I don't know, boys. So.
No, you gotta tell the people online what you're using for that beautiful hair for that shampoo.
Oh, Devin knows. You can ask him.
Since we're on the topic of Devin, your son, because everything's crazy right now. There's no more amateur. Professionals is out of the question, except UFC at this moment. But I believe 2021 is going to be a tougher year, okay, for Dana White, because what's going on in the States and the COVID and the lockdowns and the quarantine and all that, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Canada's going to get back at it with some TKO action or any other professional organizations going on? What do you think?
Unfortunately, boys, when it comes to MMA, we're at the bottom of the list, and we all know this. Yeah. And especially in these times, they're not going to be thinking about that because they are not biased. We're under an imperial system, and the Americans can get away with a lot more than us. Dana can do a lot more at home, but why is he in Abu Dhabi? Because the laws. Abu Dhabi, they're the land. They make their own laws. So if you respect their world, you can get anything done. But now it's traveling. With the new laws coming with traveling, testing and all this crap going on, it's a real big. Listen, there's some conspiracies for sure, but I can tell you, boys, there's some real stuff in there too. And being ex-military and all, we're taking it seriously right now because we failed. Our government failed us, boys. They let people in. They let people in during that time, not tested, going through the airports. There's only, you can only push the blame at the one place, and places like Vancouver and Toronto, there's a lot that got through in the cities, boys. It exists, but it's not like there are different strains. There's so many strains of COVID out there. We're used to the common cold, and it looks like the common cold. It's supposed to be the common cold, but it's a weapon, boys. It's a biological weapon that went wrong. And I do believe they have a better control on things, but I do believe there's also the fact that they're using the fear to change the agenda on the Great Reset that's going to happen. And if we don't wake up, guys, it's happening, and we have to go with the system. It's not that they're going to control everybody and we're going to be slaves. I mean, the world's always been the same. I mean, that will never change. You know,
So you
the
believe
world, it's not about the strong, man. It's about what you see. It's about the information. It's about what we see in front of us, what's going on. It's
with all the
boys.
change.
It's actually there.
So with all the change happening right
it's
now,
ruining our world.
so we are, the whole world, we're all going through this change right now everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So much things
We
going
are.
on. To open up for a business owner to want to open up a new gym, to want to open up gyms, it almost feels like a tough gig anymore because, gyms open up, a couple months later close down. I know in Quebec, lots of martial arts gyms have been closing down, workout gyms. The depression going on because I fight, I have a little bit of depression myself. I'm in my head, and what helps me is the gym, working out 100%. So it's so hard, when that was my life, that was half my life, and it just feels like it's gone.
I understand you. I totally understand that. I had that ripped out. Unfortunately, I've lived a couple of generations to see this happen more than once. And we call it COVID and what's going on right now, but we had depressions before too. And a solid business is a solid foundation. A solid foundation in business also is location, location, location. And the bottom of the line is it's that if your demographics of a city is half the population is out of work, you can't win. You're losing right off the bat. You are relying on a public that you have to win over. But also, you can't just open things like today. In my day, you had to have the federation behind you. You had to have a black belt. You had to have a lot of shit to open your friggin' school. And if you didn't have a dojo that was up to fucking par, you had black belts from all kinds of cities coming to your goddamn dojo, and they would shut it down on you.
Yeah.
Different times, my friends.
Like the union.
I had a traditional black belt that took 4 years, and it really is supposed to take 8 years.
Wow.
Then all of a sudden, the world came into 1 year, just because the guy's a super athlete. Oh yeah, you'll be a fighter. Guys, man, it takes a lifetime.
If one thing my father's taught me more than anything that I take to this day is patience, and earning what you deserve is the right way in the long run. And I'll always remember him saying that. And that's the thing. That's why I ask, because I believe it's in our sport is it's so much harder to do anything anymore. Competition, because I feel for these athletes that put in so much time with CAT scans, money, supplements, the whole thing, and then everything was cut right off. And half these guys, they make money. They make money for a living fighting, right? And
that's right. You're totally right.
And the biggest,
totally right.
The biggest thing,
this has been going on in your time, right?
Oh yeah.
Your time it was tough. My time it was always tough. My God, what we had to do to put MMA on the map. Hey, Jason did that, man. That was one hell of a task, and guess where he had to fucking go? All the way to BC. Everything started out BC or Quebec. Quebec, we had TKO.
Yeah,
TKO
15 years.
Up and down,
about 15 years.
Because the government's always believing that, fighting has to do with criminals, period. And it's a stigma we have to kill. Just like weed is legal now, it's a stigma that we have to kill. Once we kill the stigma, and we get good back up, GSP should be backing us up. All the pros from Canada should be sitting at a board in front of the friggin' commission stating, hey, we are pros. This is a living for us. We have rights as a consumer in Canada to do what we want to friggin' do.
Yeah, because can they even apply for CERB? You know what I mean? Because technically, if you're a fighter, you're a business owner. Because you're depending on yourself.
This is something, again, again, most things have to come down, like in the Army, class action suits. You gotta get a lawyer, you gotta get the money, you gotta get this. But sometimes you just gotta be loud, and you gotta use your voice at the right places at the right time. You gotta use media, you gotta push it out there, you gotta educate. You gotta educate people of what it takes to give a gladiator show. And the gladiators gotta get fucking paid, man.
Do you believe our country, Canada, should be backing up, mixed martial arts in Canada way more than what it's ever been because they regulated our sport, something awful in Canada. And we have great athletes. And the revenue, if they can just get things more proper like how boxing's ran, okay? Because like you said, the States, there's a show, a dime a dozen. They can run them like crazy. But in Canada, it's only in Quebec. You got to travel, Nova Scotia, maybe Alberta, okay? Ontario, when it went legal,
which was awesome.
Which was the first time Devin McIntyre fought in the capital of Ottawa, actually, matter of fact. That was the first time, and then it was only not even a year, and it was no more.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is they do a good
This is what
job.
bugs me. Back in the 80s, we had the commissions where black belts from all dojos would actually sit and pay a federation for the Canadian Federation, where we all sit at the table and come up with things for the government. And that it's like, who's in control of everything? What happened? Where is all this? WPA, whatever they call the damn stuff now. There's too many of them out there, and they're doing it for the wrong reasons because they're federations and they can make money at it. It's again, where's the passion? We have a government that has total backup for its Olympic funding and all that. I've been in the building. I did fucking work in the place. I couldn't believe the funding. I couldn't believe the system, and it was still weak. There was guys at Pobworski. I couldn't believe it. He was there, and he's already forgotten. You know, he was a great Canadian icon in skiing and that, man. I saw him in the office, and it was just like, it's sad. The Americans, they glorify everything, everybody. Got commercials. The guy's going to be, rich with his first friggin' championship. Canada, oh my God, nothing. Something's got to be done. And for us,
we need somebody.
We have to all get together. We have to get all the guys and like Red MMA,
everything,
heroes, all the bullshit aside. Talk martial arts, put our brains together and our hearts together, and make something happen so we can have something for real.
Yeah, and amateur was very safe. Like they had the doctors, they had the weight cut same day, so you couldn't weigh in too much. Like they did like a really good job. So it's not like people were getting hurt. I never seen anybody get hurt at any show. They were taken care of really good.
It's definitely a cutthroat business. I've seen it. I've been to a lot of different shows. I would just like to see something where things are just a little more official. We need fight passports for amateurs everywhere, not just the States. We need to know who's fighting who you're going to fight.
How
it needs to be
long ago they fought.
regulated way better. And we need some kind of person to take step to do that and run these shows. You know what I mean? Because amateurs is a good step, right? What we want is we want a good base for these amateurs, because pros, it's no joke, right? So we can't be jumping these regular people. If you're a professional, you gotta go through the ranks. You gotta win your title. You gotta do some work in the amateurs first.
Exactly what you said. Like a good example there. Tyson's corner guy. That remember they had a big fight in the falling out there. He's got his own stuff going on today. Mentally it bothered him and it wrecked him, but now they passed beyond that. But his knowledge and the fighters that he produced is unbelievable, man. And there's some guys that just got an act for it, and it brings them in a good place. And unfortunately, a lot of guys are broken guys, but they find the release therapy.
Man,
it's the most beautiful
therapy for sure. Holding mitts at the gym.
One way, we're doctors. Us trainers are doctors, man. We're psychologists. We're everything for that, because we're big brothers, we're mothers, we're dads, we're everything, man. It's not just being a trainer showing how to fucking do something. You're showing them how to be a good human being. And that's a big responsibility.
Mixed martial arts. Yeah, a mixed martial arts coach or sensei or teacher. They teach. It's way more. Their job. They don't even get paid as much as what they should, because as martial arts, it doesn't end on the mats.
Yeah.
How's your day going? You seem a little down. I push confidence, because as a mixed martial arts teacher, you're a counselor, a motivator, and the list goes on with that, right? A friend.
Because a lot of those kids that do MMA nowadays, like really, it's a lot of kids that get bullied or have trouble at school, or as you touch base on, have trouble with, you know, stuff at home and all those other things. And with COVID going on right now, those kids that go there, you know, like have a conversation, let's say with Kenny or me when I was there, or Devin, because, you know, when he was fighting, like, they don't get that.
Oh, yeah.
They don't get that now. Like, they're stuck at home in their house when they should really, even if they have to wear a mask, it's about, like Kenny said, it's about being like, you're like a family, right? And like some of these kids, if they're not getting that, who knows what's going on at home?
Who knows?
And that's their release.
Like, we had juniors at one point. They were all kickboxers. And every time they went to the gym, our adult fighter MMAs, they would always look up to
Listen,
them.
guys, for my age,
What's that, sir? You cut.
I think you cut out.
You got me now?
I think you cut out. Oh, okay. You got you now.
We're good. Yeah.
What I was just coming to say is also, like, you know, a teamwork thing, it's a teamwork thing, right?
Yep.
Our fighters don't come from nothing. You're not, you know, those guys that stand in front of a mirror and watch video goddamn tapes and play UFC on the goddamn video game there, I love those. You know, that's what I call Jake Paul and his fucking brother. They're wannabes, man. They're fucking jokes, man. They just want to get paid quick, and then they have the money, and then they have the fame, and then they can ask the guy to help him out because, hey, you know, they like me now.
What do you think about that fight?
I call that the McGregor, right there. You know,
What do you think about that fight coming up?
The McGregor now.
What do you think about that fight coming up, Devin? Or Derek? Sorry. The Jake Paul and
I think of what?
Ben Askren, Jake
the
Paul.
Ben Askren and Jake Paul fight coming up. Jake Paul's actually fighting a real athlete. Well, not a real athlete, a real martial artist. What do you think?
You know, again, it's handpicked because he, you know, again, people are feeding on his you know, knockout that you know, hey, every champion has their bad day. He had a bad day, but that man, he can take a beating. He's solid. He's a wrestler, man.
Yeah, his body's...
I fought many wrestlers. Wrestlers are fucking solid, man. Best wrestlers are farmers. I fought a lot of farmers, man. I worked the farm. That's what made me tough, man. Okay.
So you believe
man.
You believe Jake Paul, the only chance?
Jake Paul, Mr. Paul's gonna find out that his hands are gonna hurt after a while, and then it's gonna end the way it's gonna end.
So you don't think Jake Paul can drop Askren with a body shot at all? Like, the wrestling is structure, so you only think that Jake Paul has a chance by a knockout because the body structure of a wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no
Look what it took to knock him out. That split second. That's what I always say. In MMA, boys, it's an attack game. A cage fight game is an attack game. It's like the military. When we come up on a fucking attack, I get 10 guys probably.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait for a weak moment.
No.
Listen, Jake.
I'm trained to kill.
Hey,
Don't.
Jake
it's
Paul.
It's a mental game, guys.
Yeah.
I understand defense. You're supposed to be a pro. You're supposed to be able to defend yourself. You're supposed to know this stuff. Let me tell you, you gotta get in there and you gotta get her done. And you can't fuck around. You're supposed to be prepped.
Hey, Jake Paul fought.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk.
Okay, Jake Paul fought NBA basketball star that never threw a punch in his life, never got into a fight, right? Then he fights him, he knocks him out. The guy was so scared he was just trying to hug him the whole time. Ben Askren, one FC champion, fought the toughest of toughest. He was an Olympic alternate, so like you're saying about the wrestling and being strong, he'll never go down to a body shot. Never ever.
No.
He was Bellator champion, fought Douglas Lima, Korshakov. Those guys put people to sleep. They couldn't put Ben to sleep at all. And like you say, it took 1 split second for Masvidal to knee him. Other than that, he was taking big punches from Robbie Lawler in the first fight.
Oh yeah, he took
big
some big
punches,
beatings.
man.
You gotta remember what he took, until he grips you and gets your lock on you, you know.
Yeah.
But in the if he's playing just boxing, you know, it doesn't matter. He can.
Yeah.
The guy's hands are gonna hurt. Wrestlers, he's built solid, man.
Yeah.
Most of the wrestlers I dealt with, man. Yeah, if you don't have that in MMA, you're gonna get hurt. Period.
The thing about Askren too is like he's fought so many high level guys that whenever he does fight Jake Paul, he's just gonna move around. He's gonna keep him guessing.
Yeah.
He's gonna let him punch himself out, unless because it's not like Jake Paul looked like shit. Let's be honest. He didn't look like shit when he fought. He didn't look the best, but he didn't look like shit.
No.
So and everybody has a puncher's chance, but like Brendan Schaub said, this isn't 4-ounce gloves. This is big gloves now.
10 ounce.
And 4-ounce gloves, you know, fighting all those guys and they couldn't put him out. And what are you going to say, that your punch is harder than a knee? No. There's no way. Ever.
And having
anybody, it was a moment. It was a smart takeoff, just like McGregor's shoulder. You know, it's going to be a takeoff game, but bottom line, the endurance.
And Askren jumped into it.
And wrestling is going to definitely show.
Yeah.
He'll win that fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then where does he go from there? Like they were saying, like if let's say he beats Ben Askren and he actually wants to make a run on this boxing thing that he's on, well, who do you fight from here? Dan Andilis, another guy who's not a boxer, another jiu-jitsu guy. So I mean, I don't really know what he's trying to prove to fight wrestlers, like, you know. And then calling out.
You know who I'd give him?
Oh.
You know who I'd give him, boys?
Who?
The biggest joke in the UFC we got right now, Mike Perry.
Mike Perry. They can do that on the street.
Perry, man.
You know who'd be awesome?
Mike Perry would knock him right out.
Yeah, he would.
That's all.
Mike Perry would knock the
him
fucking
right
ground
out.
with him.
Yeah.
One shot. But you know who would be the best? Nick Diaz.
Nick Diaz. Oh, yes.
Nick's a street brawler too.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu game.
And he would talk
He takes his reach
shit.
and he plays freaky with his reach, and he's good at it.
Man,
and he's gonna
that's
talk
the next
shit.
fight. Jake Paul and Nick Diaz, the older brother.
There you go, man.
That's the fight we want to see, man.
Because nothing's worse whenever you're punching somebody in the face and they're talking shit to you.
Yeah.
But again, boys, it's still, the guy is, you know, for a pro fighter to watch that, it still burns your ass.
Yeah.
He's going to get paid.
Man, he getting paid. You got MMA guy. Okay, you got MMA athletes. You got boxing athletes. Boxing athletes that's been in the game kicking ass, and they're not getting the payday Jake Paul's getting.
Yeah.
So
that's my point, boys.
How's our game?
What are we doing? We should always protect the fighter. We need unions to protect our fighters. We need unions to protect our systems. We need that in place so we can have our government funding, the proper funding, and have backup. And guys that put their lives into it, dude, don't tell me they don't need it, because they use us in the army, my friend. And they need all the martial arts they can get, because Russia, woo! Oh, you man, well, commandos are something else. And the army, in China, they're following their system. Us, it's in the curriculum, and it's not everybody that does it.
But you know,
that ridiculous.
Sad to hear that.
Even talking about
to get a system in place, boys, and I think we can do this. I got something I've been trying. I'm hoping that it'll be a lot easier if Devin can just get mad and win, and then it'll be a lot easier for us to get what we need. But right now, they're putting the forks in our wheels, but we cannot stand down. We cannot take breaks. We can't. We just keep on talking, keep on putting the message out there, and just put the fire in everybody's ass. All the fighters, we need to get a gym somewhere, and we need to sit down and get all the instructors together, and we need to come up with a lawyer, and we need to put a paper in place and come up to the commissions and say, we need to sit at the table to make this better for our pro fighters in Canada.
Period.
Even MMA, like we're talking, like even the police officers, like I'd be a big advocate for police officers to do MMA and jiu-jitsu courses, because there's a lot of times you see where, if they had that jiu-jitsu or that wrestling or that kickboxing a little bit, not saying that you to punch somebody, but just to wrestle them down to the ground and hold them. Like you see a lot of them, they'll taser, they'll draw a gun when one little takedown or one little arm lock. And
100%. All BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, should be trained 100%, because that martial arts, it's all about basically the weaker person manipulating the stronger person. You know what I mean? It's not about strength; it's about technique and manipulation, right? So it's people. They can.
One thing, guys. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, but it was first martial arts is about defense.
Yeah.
It was to protect. There was family names involved. There were masters, like my master was Yamawata. And there's books, and the history is amazing. And for us foreign people that have the control on it today, we dishonored them and disrespected them a long time ago, boys. And we made a farce out of it today. And that's what I think, that we need a little more tradition to come back, have a little more control, work with the sport organizations. We need a little more control because
He's roboting.
You're doing a little bit of robot talk. So, I got a little something to show you guys today. We got a big screen on here now.
Well, see, John's still at the little one.
Okay, there we go. We got an MMA fighter from Cornwall, Pat the Cookie Bandit, St. Pierre. He just made us some new masks. I use it to stay warm. That's why I use this mask. It's just for warmth. MMA Talk on Lockdown.
Nice.
So we got the mugs. We got the mugs here.
Nice.
Right there.
Masks.
So, yeah. Thanks, Pat. Anybody looking for some custom-made masks?
Don't forget to shout out Crystal, too.
Oh, and Crystal, sorry.
Hi, and Crystal.
Yes. Get your cups and masks.
So if you want cups or masks, you can reach out to Kenny. He can hook you up.
Yeah, for sure. Just give us a message on the group here, and we'll get you your masks.
Yeah, I just have to message, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
I'll do it.
They got a lot more stuff too. If you want to just message them personally, you know Pat yourself. So, yeah.
Yeah, I will.
They do all kinds of stuff. Mugs, water bottles.
Yeah. So just before we, just when we went to break, Derek, we were talking about whatever job you're doing now, you should quit it immediately and become a motivational speech
Motivational speaker.
speaker. Yes.
That's another John.
No.
No, for real. You don't.
You know what? I was forced to shut up for so many years that I don't know, man. I looked really mean and brutal on the outside. Actually, I was that guy, but I've learned to be the wise man today, and there's a story behind every fighter, and they're all good ones. And it don't matter if you come from the tin house or come from the castle. They're all good ones. Because there's something that fucking fired your ass to make that happen. And that usually makes a pretty goddamn good human being too, when you can beat that in your head, take it in fighting where it's legal, and make it happen, give a name, and it's the cheapest therapy that you'll ever get, compared to a doctor that will try to pick your head, and you don't feel comfortable because he's not like you. When you go to your dojo, it's your family, it's people that are like you. A dojo is not just a place to fight, it's family.
Yeah.
And it's not everybody that should be accepted. It's like an MC, it's like all kinds of clubs out there, my friend. You gotta really earn your keep. And there are the frightened ones, I see it right away in a child. I'll grab them right away. You guys see me go in the gym. I like taking the young ones, man. And I like making them feel that they're in a safe place, because a lot of times I was that child. I was afraid. I was afraid to walk in the dojo, man.
Well, it's funny because you look like a scary ass dude. You look like John Rambo, man. Like,
Or John Wick.
or John Wick. See,
John Wick with the hair.
And for a scary dude like you to walk up to like a person that's new to the gym and to feel to show their welcome, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, I went to this gym. This Rambo-looking guy, man. He's awesome, you know, and you feel comfortable, you know.
Devin's the same way though, right? When Devin's in the gym, all the kids, because he's so polite and professional, you know, the guys talk to him, and then they see you as Devin's dad, and it's like the same thing, you know. They feel comfortable because they know you're there with good vibes, and And you know, it's nice that you're sharing your story, Derek.
I've always been. I've turned into the big bodyguard. Let's say I'm. Kids love me, man. I got the aura, man. My mother, man. You know, I take that shit to heart now, man. I'm sorry. It's like I've been bitter too long.
Yeah.
And it was a rough life, and now I got a better life. I got help, and I learned that by helping others and giving a little more love, man, and the help out there. And like, especially in something you know, I'm passionate, man. I'm passionate in everything I do. But if it wasn't for my passion, my God, I'd be lost. But my passion comes from somewhere, man. It comes from somewhere tough and rough and sad and alone and dark. But if you don't got friends and family, you got nothing. Yeah. And, you know, I love my friends. I love my family. I even try to make enemies talk. Life's too short, boys. There's always a solution to everything.
So
there's always a solution to everything.
For those people out there listening right now, you know, maybe going through a hard time, just staying maybe in their bedrooms, not talking to anybody, what do you want to tell them right now, people going through a hard time?
Well, there's always somebody that's got it worse. And I can tell you, with the people that I deal with, there are worse places than our beautiful country that you are in right now. At least you got a bed to cry on. There are places that have no beds, and they're crying every day, and nobody hears them. And they're dying, and they're starving, and they have governments ruling them. They have armies ruling them. They have tougher times, and it still exists today. Take what you got. You make something out of it. You survive with what you have and make the best of it, but on a positive light. If you take that, you'll go fucking far. You'll climb mountains. I don't close my eyes and bitch and get drunk anymore and try to drown the sorrow away anymore, man. You face it, you stand up, and you build, and you move on, and you teach your kids how to do the same thing. You leave a legacy behind you. It's your job, it's your duty. And that's what makes us what we are in Canada, man. We're lucky. We have the freedom. There's a lot of men that died for your freedoms, and people are forgetting. They're disrespecting everything today. They're trying to be politically right and trying all this and that, but sometimes you need a firm hand. Sometimes you gotta be disciplined. Sometimes you just have to fucking swallow your pill and take it.
So if they feel they don't have anybody to talk to, so if they feel they have no one to talk to, because some people, they feel like they have no one to talk to.
We have everybody to talk. You have everything online today. People are afraid to actually get online and do what we're doing.
Yes, people are afraid.
Everything's going by. Oh, fuck, man, I saw everything, so I know.
So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, 'cause
ask for help. Ask for help. Don't be afraid.
When you got a problem, you deal with it. I got a doctor I still talk to. He saved my life. And also, I talk to my son. I open up to my family.
Are you ashamed that you need a doctor to talk to? Are you ashamed?
No, I don't. No. Look at me now. I got a company that I started with my military brothers that I thought I lost. My life is different. The government helps me because I took responsibility, and I have a responsibility and a duty to take care of my shit for my family.
Don't be scared.
I cannot go out there and cry, get drunk, rip off people, be an asshole because I'm mad at the world, and leave that for my kids and my parents.
Yeah, because the world doesn't owe you nothing. No matter what card you've been dealt, you have to go out there and earn it for yourself, right?
You gotta earn your keep, bud. There is help at every corner. Trust in that.
Remember that, guys. Every corner.
Every corner needs somebody.
If anybody's having a little bit of a difficult time out there, call in on the show. You know, you need someone to talk to. we'll try our hardest to help anybody out. That's what we're about, you know. I'm sure if there's Devin, there's Derek out here right now telling you guys, don't be afraid to get that help if you need help. The best of us we get the help, and don't be ashamed, man, because it makes you a better person. Helps you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because how we perceive life is not how everyone else perceives life.
Yeah.
Everybody perceives differently. We all are all unique.
All of us.
Every single one of us
Yeah.
on this planet. All unique because of how we perceive.
Too awesome.
You're too awesome, man. You're too awesome. Damn. We're cutting real short. We're already past our hour on MMA Talk. I'd hate to cut it short, but I have to get you guys back on the next show. I am not done having this conversation.
And we'll do UFC 258 next time as well.
Yeah, 258 next talk.
Oh, just before we go.
May
8th, Diego Sanchez versus Cowboy Cerrone.
Wow, Diego Sanchez, Cowboy Cerrone, man.
2 guys on their way out.
Oh.
I'm a Cowboy fan, man.
Yeah.
I trust. You know, he got a little thrown off mentally because retirement that was bugging his head. It was just the grit, fire thing, just a little focus here. I think he's got one more win before he says goodbye. And this is probably just fair and honestly a great fight for that.
Yeah, I think Cowboy lost a lot of his passion for fighting because whenever you see that guy with his kids and his son, you can tell that's where his whole world is now.
Yeah, definitely.
He looks, to me, obviously, I don't know him personally, you know, from what I see, but looks like a great dad. He's always bringing his son everywhere, and at some points, you know, when you've done it all and did everything, like...
His character's number one,
yeah.
man. Yeah, he's a great father, great husband, like everything. There's no lies to his story, that's for sure.
Yeah, he tells the truth.
Yeah, I respect Cowboy Cerrone, Donald, number one, man. I love that guy, yeah. Okay, guys.
I classify him as a true modern gladiator.
Yeah.
That deserves his freedom.
Yeah.
Let's just fight anywhere,
the
anytime.
freedom celebration he deserves.
Yeah, man.
That's what I think.
Definitely.
He's definitely in our Hall of Fame, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. The style.
At least he'll be in Budweiser Hall of Fame.
He'll be in Budweiser Hall of Fame for sure. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, we got to cut the show, but make sure next Saturday, check us out. Same time, same place.
Give your Facebook and Instagram handle.
Oh, yes. Facebook group, MMA Talk on Lockdown. Just join the group and you're good to go. Wednesdays, we have live workouts to help everybody to stay creative and motivated. It's a MMA based, but everybody, we join in, we do whatever, just to stay fun, to keep us busy before our gyms open up. My gym's Quest. Make sure to get your butt back to Quest when those gyms open up. And what else we got?
That's it.
That's all we got for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Thanks for sharing, Derek. That was awesome.
Thanks, John, for
Tuning in,
joining the show. Make sure every show, call in, guys. We need to hear from you. Thanks a lot. Yeah. MMA Talk on Lockdown. That's awesome. Sweet. Okay, guys. Have a good weekend. And we're out to the fights. Where's he going? See, now you're a comedian. Okay, guys, we're gone. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.